I think we're live.
I'll double check. Yeah, we are. Yeah, I see it. It just popped up for me now. Let me just make sure that it's running on the tubies.
I also don't believe in intros, so don't wait for me to ask for your intro because you will not get one.
No, don't worry, dude. When it comes to you, I know. I've done podcasts with you before in the past. I know how you work.
Intros are lame.
Are they?
Very. Oh, I should show folks my posters that I haven't framed yet.
All right, cool. Yeah, you're good to go.
Oh, you know what? If I pull it out, though, I'm going to have to put it back together. I don't want to do that. Never mind.
Are you fucking lazy or some shit?
Do what? I'll ruin it.
Lazy or some shit?
No, I just every time I try to roll them back up, I always mess up a corner or something. So I'll leave.
So I heard you in the last stream there, Silver Man. I'm talking about the new Call of Duty. They're talking about like the fucking camera helmets and shit.
Yeah.
And like you weren't sure if that was going to be part of the game or if that was just going to be part of a cutscene. And
well, it's supposed to be. I mean, it's supposed to be.
Like what part of the game?
Yeah, like the camera is no longer just like this weird static camera. It's actually mounted on the soldier's helmet, like a real soldier. So it's not like you're not gonna have a gun just in the middle of the screen. Like it's gonna feel a lot more realistic, which could also pose as a problem too. I imagine they might have a default like go back to the way it was, because I don't think people will like that. But that's definitely how I'll play it.
Or I can give you a plausible scenario. There's three things out of that. What you just said, which is very unlikely, or it could just be part of a cutscene, or they can take away what they did in SWAT 4, because SWAT 4 had the exact same functionality, except like basically you can have a screen up in the top right hand of your on your screen, and then like whatever squad member that you choose, whether the game be cooperatively or like just AI teammates, whatever the case would be, that could be there. But I really don't see freaking Call of Duty being like that, honestly. They're not going to drastically. I mean, I would love to see them drastically change the formula because that series drastically needs it, and I would love to see it go back to like its old school roots, which I know it's never going to happen because they make too much money off that trash ass fucking franchise now. But it will be nice, man. It will be nice. But no, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a cutscene, though. I'm pretty sure that whole entire thing is nothing more than a cutscene. If that be the case, then I'm pretty pissed off about that because that is.
No, I retweeted the pro guy that already played it. He said like the camera is mounted on the helmet. It's no longer. It's completely realistic. Your gun can roll like hit walls and stuff. Like it's nothing like the original or the older ones. Like it's literally a new Call of Duty, according to the guy that played it. I don't know.
Well, it's fucking.
And he also said it's ultra violent. So who knows?
It's an always online game. Like
I don't know.
Like Black Ops 4?
I have no idea.
Well, see, like I mean, if they're gonna do that big of a drastic change, right? I mean, yeah, I think that Call of Duty definitely needs a massive shaking up. You know what I mean? Like, do something new. You know what I mean? Like, fuck the perks, fuck the kill streaks, invent something different for the multiplayer, man, to get me back into playing it. Because if you just go basic again with like the maps, you got kill streaks, you got dumbass shit in there, dude. I ain't touching that game.
I heard they're getting rid of the kill streaks.
They say that every year.
That's good.
They say that every fucking year.
We have a new person in here. I don't know who this is.
That's Tron. The one that you met earlier.
Yeah, Palmy. Yeah.
Hello. Just so you know, I don't believe in intros, so you don't get one.
That's how Silver works, Tron. That's how Silver works. We'll get used to his backwards politics pretty soon. Trust me, you will.
My politics are very centrist. Thank you very much.
Are they?
Yes, sir.
I'm looking forward to fucking hearing that conversation with your neighbor, dude.
Oh, y'all have no idea. That's gonna
be fucking.
When is that supposed to happen?
He said that he's going out of town, so it'll probably be 2 or 3 weeks, unless I can catch him on the weekends. So it'll probably be a while. But he's my neighbor, so he can't run. I'm gonna get him.
He's gonna try to avoid.
He can't run.
Y'all don't understand. This man goes hard for Trump. So yeah, it's gonna be a great time.
Damn.
I already talked to him for like 2 hours, and what was kind of crazy is a lot of stuff he was saying was very like I've heard from other people that were also ex-military or actively in the military, and you don't hear about it in the news at all, and it's really weird and scary at the same time. Like, so anyway, a lot of what he was saying was really crazy, but also like really fascinating, and it wasn't so much about like left versus right as much as it was like this power struggle that's going on. It's wild.
What was he saying? Because I'm also an ex-military.
So you don't know me very well, but basically what happens, have you ever seen Home Improvement?
Yeah.
Remember whenever he would go out and talk to his neighbor, and then his neighbor would give him advice, and then he would try to regurgitate that advice, and he'd screw it all up?
Yeah.
I do that 110% of the time. So
at least you're fucking honest, Silver.
So just keep that in mind. What he said was that he named off, I want to say 7 or 8 countries: Iran, Libya, North Korea, just all the ones that you constantly hear about in the news. He said all of those are the only countries left in the world that don't share the same bank and or banks. And the reason why there's always conflict and we're always a wrong decision away from going to war with these people is because our government is a warmonger for these banks. And like the war in Iraq was started for breaking down their economics, or their economy rather, and then starting up over again with the banks. And now my friends that were over there in Afghanistan before Afghanistan was even on the news told me the same shit. And so like it's real, and now those banks are there apparently. I don't know. That's just what this man's saying. So I'm just telling you, the podcast with him is going to be crazy.
Well, it's interesting that it's funny that you say that, right? Because like I mean obviously. Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I mean, obviously, I'm not American. I'm Canadian, but I do like watch a lot of like those type of videos and whatever you want to call it about like past shit. And like that bank stuff definitely makes a lot of sense, man. Because one of the biggest ways to make a lot of fucking money is doing it through war. And there's already been tons of evidence that the first 2 wars itself, World War I and World War II, were fucking like America had to find a way to get in there. So they staged some shit just to fucking get people to be like, yeah, go. You know what I mean? Support our country, that kind of shit. Some fucked up shit, man.
He talked
what
about
better way to do that, man? Because that brings in so much cash.
Well, I mean, the industry before I started doing custom woodworking was in communications for public safety, and everything in that industry, even though even though it was just selling 911 equipment to public safety, like be it firemen, police officers, whatever, all of that was a derivative of the military equipment as well. So like our entire economy is based off the military complex. Like, so it makes our economy whole. So, they have to go find some kind of conflict in order to keep a steady flow of income going to all these different companies that also supply, equipment to be it military and or civilian, like Cisco as an example. So
treating it like a paid mercenary.
Oh, Cisco, yeah.
So yeah, that's but yeah, well, there'll be more on that. Like with that, when I get that podcast going, it's going to be hilarious. So hopefully I can ask some good questions and just let that dude rant for 3 hours. So
yeah, that should be a good podcast. Somebody have to make sure I watch that.
Oh yeah, hopefully if I do my jizzle right. So Fatal, we're not, without any spoilers, the very end of Days Gone.
Correct.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Where you meet that dude and then like something's revealed?
Yeah.
Okay,
yep,
so
yep.
To me that sets up, like, because the ending, aside from that, was not. It was just real mediocre. It wasn't bad. It was just like any Hollywood film, But
yeah, it was a basic ending. Yeah, right. yeah. The main ending is very, very fucking basic to me.
Right. It wasn't like soul crushing or anything like that. It didn't leave you with any questions. It was just kind of like a happy ending. But that part really sets up nicely for a sequel, like quite nice. In which I just want to point out that the developers lied. So I talked to several of them on Twitter publicly, and I talked to one of them in the DMs constantly. And I said from the get-go, that game and what I've seen reminds me more of I Am Legend than it does The Walking Dead. And they all said no. They lied. Because that is more of I Am Legend. Like straight up. Like that, there's no argument at this point.
Yeah, there's definitely there's definitely some I Am Legends throughout the course of that game. Like the way the game plays out and the way that it's set up, and hell, even with the freakers art. There's definitely something like a lot of inspiration from that. I almost guarantee you that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Which to me is even better. It's more unique. I really enjoyed the game.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. But there, I have all the. It's basically it suffers from the same thing that what's it called? Second Son did. I mean, just lack of animations, basically. And then obviously I talked about it on my little review thing.
Yeah, for sure.
The fade to black between gameplay and cutscenes, I cannot stand that. That takes me out of the experience so fast. Like the slowdown and all the frames drops and all that, I can get over that unless sometimes at the very beginning of the game it was like real bad. It would drop down to like 5 frames. That's terrible. But the patches fix that. But I can deal with all that. But what I can't deal with is those damn fade to black. And then at one part, whenever I can't remember what camp you're at, but there's like this big ass Mexican standoff. Well, during that scene, the audio was a full 45 seconds delayed. And so it really ruined that tense moment that should have been really enjoyable for me because it was really tense. But for me, it was like really annoying. And it was.
Yeah,
really,
I heard about that.
God, it was so annoying. So that kind of ruined part of it for me. But, a lot of people say that it was really repetitive.
Yeah, well, lucky enough for me when I got it, it is. But it's not like one of like those Dynasty Warrior repetitive, you know what I mean? Like it's got some like, what's the right word to use there? Like it's repetitive, but it's a fun kind of repetitive if you want to call it that. I mean, there's a certain word you can use for it though, but I just can't think of it though. But the thing that I don't see any motherfucker talk about when it comes to this game, right, is the fact that you got a company, right, like fucking Sony Bend, that is a small ass fucking studio,
right,
small as shit. Less than 200 motherfuckers on that staff, right? They took a concept for a game that they were planning on making for the fucking Vita and turned it into a AAA fucking narrative-driven game. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So if a studio that small, sure, I mean, yeah, you're going to have your run-ins with glitches and bugs. That happens with every game. I mean, that shouldn't really even be a point at this point as far as I'm concerned. Because look at how many other games that come out nowadays. They're silver and get ran to the muck, but yet still get high scores because of fucking bugs and glitches, man.
Well, for me, I was going to say, go ahead.
Wasn't this game supposed to be on the Vita?
Way early on.
Yeah, it was originally supposed to be a Vita game.
Yeah, way early on. Yeah. But for me, to touch on the repetitive thing, some games do repetitive really well for me. Like Wildlands was wildly repetitive, but I enjoyed every minute of it. I played it by myself, and I fucking loved it. So, Spider-Man, real repetitive. Enjoyed every single moment of it. Days Gone, same thing. Very repetitive, but I enjoyed it so much. So, and even to a certain degree, Red Dead had some of those moments too. I didn't feel like it was that repetitive, like some people said. But, I had sometimes...
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah,
I forgot that you're another person that likes Red Dead. My bad, Silver. I'm sorry.
So far, dude, that's up there with top 3 favorite games this generation. I love it. Top 5. It's
Red Dead. I don't like Red Dead's multiplayer.
I never even.
The multiplayer can fuck right off what they did with the multiplayer.
I don't like Red Dead's multiplayer, but the single player was really good.
I don't know. Sometimes repetitive is just fun. Like I like some repetitive. Like some of Ubisoft's games are repetitive, but I enjoy the shit out of them. Can I help? You need to jump in, ma'am. We're being rude.
No, but I mean, I just want to say something to something in the chat there, like what T Gameplays just said. He's like, Sony needs to stop understaffing greatness. Here's the thing, but look at what like a small company like that can make with just like less than 200 people, man. Like, you know what I mean? And when you think about it too, as well, that just proves to the AAA market, man, that you don't have to have like a 2,000 plus staff team in order to make a high quality game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I didn't like about Days Gone was like that last ending sequence, it was like none of the characters had any feeling of to what was going on. Like it felt like they were forced. They were trying to force some kind of feeling, but it just came off as really bland. And then the two mediocre endings that you can get through that. But other than that, the game was really it was really good for what they
The
did.
only major complaint, and this is not really a complaint, this is more just like a little bit of a nitpick for me, because I have my other problems with the game, but I'm not going to say it here for spoiler reasons because Tron hasn't beaten it yet, and there's also out of respect for the chat. But one of the things that I will say, though, I think the game was a little bit too tatty on the long side. A little too long.
I didn't feel like that. People kept saying that, and I felt like it was really good. I didn't feel like it was.
No. I mean, like the game was fun. I'm just saying it just like when you get to like the other part in the game, like it feels like it just like, oh my god, dude, like okay, this should be the last mission, right? And then it just goes on to another mission, and then it goes on to another mission. Then when you think it's the final mission, it's like you guys still got like fucking 4 more things you got to do. It's like, god damn.
I didn't get that. I didn't get that feeling. I just knew. I mean, it just to me, it just felt. It felt like it was going through. I guess because it's the acting once you got to that second half of the map was so. I want to say slow.
You know what I think it is now that I think about
That's
it, dude.
probably why
I hate to
felt
say
like
this.
it was dragging on.
Yeah, no. What I think what it was is, man, is because remember the last open world game that I actually played through entirely was Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and that game was fucking beyond bad as far as pacing goes. And that game kind of ruined fucking open world games for me, man, in a big way. Like I don't know what it is, but I mean, no offense to anybody that likes Assassin's Creed Odyssey, but like that game had major fucking problems as far as pacing goes. Like everything about that game just felt like they just threw shit in there for you to do because they want you to fucking keep on playing it for the next 5 years. Fuck out of here.
I got to the very last like boss and I quit. I never went back.
I don't blame you, dude. I don't blame you.
I didn't beat Origins until this year. I think like January, February of this year. I didn't even fucking touch Odyssey because Origin was so fucking long. I didn't want to fucking fuck with it no more.
Yeah, well, I also didn't mess with Odyssey because I just need more violence in my life. Like when Assassin's Creed needs to add, they need to add limb separation. I can't like they have a Viking one coming out, dude. No, I want so bad to be excited for it, but yeah, I know it won't have limb separation and shit. So it's like I can't mess with it. You know, like I just can't. They need to. We need more mature games.
Yeah, they're not going to do Viking justice.
What they need to do to bring that fucking series back is if they do the fucking Japan one next after this Viking one, that series will probably come back.
Yeah, but it can't.
Come back to life.
But Ghost of Tsushima is going to destroy that game. Like it doesn't stand a chance. It's too late now.
Well, I mean, it depends on when they release it. If they release it somewhat a few months ahead or a few months behind Ghost of Tsushima, it'll probably still live.
I don't think so. I mean, it's multi-platform. There is that, but dude, there's no way.
Why don't you just wait and release Assassin's Creed?
Yeah. Ghost will be so much better than anything we've ever seen said, in my opinion.
I still need to see more on that game, but I'm still not convinced on Ghost of Tsushima yet.
Yeah, dude, but I think Ghost of Tsushima is going to be more of a story-driven game that you'll actually fucking like.
Before you say anything, Silver, no, I'm not shitting on the game. Far from it. Because if anything, Sekiro got me even more excited for it. It's just that first gameplay that we saw at E3 last year during Sony's horrendous fucking E3 presentation. The pacing of that, mind you.
You mean the glorious one? Yes.
No, not the glorious one, because that conference was fucking terrible. You put an intermission in between the fucking showing, it's just bad. It's just bad. All out bad.
The flute player fucked it up.
No, stop.
No, he was lit. He was fucking lit.
He was off key a little bit. No, but he did a good job.
He's the number one, whatever that instrument's called, guy in the world. And he lives in Japan.
I don't give a fuck if he's I don't care if he was Elvis fucking Presley.
I'm just saying. Look,
No.
the
I was gonna say, he was nervous because they talked to him. He said he was nervous.
Yeah, he was a little off key on some of them notes, but he did a
he
good
was
job though.
he was definitely
He did a pretty good job, though. He did a pretty, but that wasn't my problem. The Last of Us shit was fucking fire. Straight up fucking fire.
He was a beta male. Understand?
It's a beta.
But
He was a beta male.
here's the thing, okay? They would play gameplay, and then once it would end, I would scream and holler during the intermission until the next one started, and then I would calm down. So it was made for me. They knew that I was going to scream and holler, and I couldn't do that if there was no intermissions. I had to have time to calm down.
Get the
So-
fuck out of here. Either way, back to my point. Regardless of the pacing, I mean, Sony's had like a repeat for the last 2 years. Fuck it, whatever. They automatically went for repeats, whatever. Moving on. The thing of it is, what I've seen for Ghost of Tsushima as of right now, like, it looks good visually wise, but I don't give a fuck about the graphic fidelity. You would know this. You know the Silver better than I do. Fucking, as far as the gameplay goes, it looks good. That's all I'm going to say right now, but I definitely need to see more before I'm convinced to get all excited for it and shit.
So
You know what
let
I
me
mean?
ask you. It's got precision-based limb separation. So if you go to strike and you miss your target, but you actually hit their wrist, it cuts their wrist off and it drops their sword. Like, okay, there's that. There is also one strike kills, which is like a lot of what makes samurai movies or any kind of kung fu movies so awesome is because there's a standoff moment where they kind of circle.
Oh, I know that.
Right. So there's a tense buildup, and first person to make a mistake loses because it's your life. And so they were able to capture that essence in a video game that you control. Right. So we've only ever seen that in film, but now we get it and we get to participate in that. And so that's going to build up so much hype. And so whenever you fall, like when you unsheath your weapon and you cut that dude's head off, dude, I lost my mind. I was like, that was the most brilliant thing. And then on top of that, you are I follow, there's a podcast called Hardcore History by Dan Carlin. And it is absolutely amazing. Well, he covers the Genghis Khan reign, right? And that's who's invading this small island. And so it was before they went into Japan. So you're fighting against Genghis Khan, one of the most brutal, baddest armies to ever grace the earth. And I already know a lot about it. And so I'm super stoked for that. And then on top of that, I pair a lot of the big games coming out with films or shows to help me get more excited about the atmosphere. And
Yeah. That's the silver bylaw. That's
Right.
the silver bylaw.
Yeah.
So I already have a bunch of movies queued up, ready to watch as soon as they give me a release date. And then you're a samurai that's transitioning into guerrilla warfare, which ends up being the first ninja. If you don't cut it the fuck out, you can traverse the world up and down under.
No, I just said I just want to see more. I just want to see more. Like I said to Dooley, I said the exact same thing to Dooley.
We don't need.
I said the exact same thing to Dooley, man. I said all I want to do is I just want to see another bit more of gameplay, dude. Then I'm fucking there. That's it. But that first gameplay did not impress me at all.
Exactly. I think if you want to know like some history about some samurais, I think the one Netflix is doing about the Black Samurai who was Yoko what's his name?
Wait, there's a Black Samurai?
Nobunaga.
That seems unfair.
That's Nobunaga's right hand man. What?
What? How is it? There was a Black Samurai?
A real Black Samurai. His name was Yusuke.
Okay, so that's really unfair.
Yusuke. Yeah, that's right.
He was one of Nobunaga's right hand man.
Yep.
So you know how athletic Black people are, and he's a samurai. Jesus Christ!
There's a lot. That's why I was surprised.
Yeah, you just gave fucking Silver another chew on his Netflix account.
That was the real Afro Samurai, son.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's
I
what based
love
off of.
that.
Yep, he was based off them. They actually kind of honor him a little bit in Japan.
Wait, it's on Netflix now?
Not yet.
Oh,
They're preparing for it. So I'm actually I totally forgot about that whole story, and I like, oh yeah, one of Nobunaga's right hand man. Even though it's sadly that most of the animes make him like Japanese instead of Black, but he was
how do you
he's
spell
real.
that?
Yeah.
How do you spell that? Because I'm gonna spell that way wrong.
Is Yusuke. SU.
Use
Oh, it's YUS.
YUS.
Use
Oh, there it is. I found it.
Yusuke. Yeah.
K-A-Y or K-A-I, I think.
I think
Okay,
it's-
okay. This
Mhm.
dude is a white guy in anime, so there's that.
Yeah, they think of a white guy but originally he's black
Damn.
Yeah. In
or
anime, they
Japanese.
usually make them all white.
I'm wondering
or
if
or
The
Asian.
Last Samurai could have been based
there's
off
something I gotta look
Yusuke.
at now.
That's why The Last Samurai could have been based off Yusuke. So that's what I'm saying.
What?
Not Yu Yu Hakusho, but Yusuke, the Black Samurai.
I'm not finding it for Netflix, but
Yeah, I don't know. It was with Netflix. They're talking about it right now, so I'm not sure if they're still gonna go for it or not.
I hope that sounds wicked cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna keep my eye out on that one.
Oh yeah, I'll keep an eye on it too. I'll let you guys know when that's coming out because I thought that was There's actual documentaries of him too about Yusuke, and sadly I just don't understand why do they. I think the newer generation just doesn't know much about it, but it's something I already kind of knew like years ago. But I was really surprised when I found out about it. So sorry to interrupt you, but go ahead.
Oh, I found a bunch of stuff on this guy. Okay, I'm about to go down a rabbit hole.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking sweet.
Good job, Sean.
Man, this dude was dunking on folks probably. Oh man, this is gonna be exciting.
You're going dunking on folks.
But with
He
like
was,
a,
I think
with
part
a
of the Dutch.
sword or
He
gun.
was one of the Dutch settlers. He was part of the Dutch settlers because there was a lot of like, it was like the Dutch.
I've seen this. People have used this for their avatar.
Yeah.
Yep, that's him.
Oh, that's badass. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's gonna be. See, like that. That's what I'm saying. Like, how do you not get excited for Ghost of Tsushima when you have stories like this that you can read about and get super excited to be in that world? Like, that's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I'm saying. So we're getting more of a history.
Wow, they actually got his color right. They actually got his color right in the Nobunaga Ambition RTS games, man. They actually got his color right. That's fucking awesome.
So wait, so The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise was based on him, and they whitewashed the fuck out of him. Oh my lord! Dang, I got a tad bit of white guilt off that. Jesus.
Tad bit.
You couldn't have had like you know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't have Will Smith available? Like, Jesus, that's terrible. Man.
No, don't get me wrong. I love I'm a big fan of. I think it was originally supposed to have been Keanu Reeves was supposed to play as the last one.
Yeah, they put him in.
Is he not in Samurai Warriors?
No, they put him in that Ronin one. Ronin.
Yeah, they put him in that one, but he's supposed to have been the Last Samurai.
He was supposed to have been the Last Samurai, but I think he was already making another movie at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So
I would prefer Keanu Reeves if you're going to do that instead of Tom Cruise.
There will be no Tom Cruise slander. I love his crazy ass.
That motherfucker is one crazy ass mofo, man.
No, I loved him in I loved him in Mission Impossible, the first movie.
Yeah.
That movie of all those other ones still was the best, actually, in my opinion.
I like Tomorrow Never Ends or whatever, that like futuristic Groundhog's Day movie.
Oh,
that
that movie was good. I forgot.
He doesn't make a bad movie. Like yes, and then the one that he did with Jamie Foxx, that's one of my favorites, where he's a hitman. Lord Jesus, that movie was off the chain.
Yeah. I know.
That was John Wick before John Wick was even out. Like that show was fucking sweet.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, Tom Cruise is a crazy bastard, but my God, is he awesome. He does all those stunts shit. He's like, you get a Scientology, It's like, yeah. That guy,
now you take your back ass into Scientology. I know.
He's a crazy person, but crazy people make good actors, I think.
Well, that's what he said about a lot of artists. Think about
Robert
it.
Downey.
Robert Downey. Damn.
Oh, he's a crazy bastard. He is.
Yeah.
Yep, I can't. I have a hard time actively enjoying actors now because all of them keep coming out to be weirdos. So like I'm real nervous all the time. Like every time I see a headline like Will Smith, I'm like, oh shit, He ain't messing with little
Oh
boys.
no, he's always been that way. He's kind of always been kind of weird.
But I just can't. I couldn't take it. Like if Bad Boys 3 gets shut down because Will Smith ends up being a weirdo, like I'm gonna be upset. Like real upset. Like
Or
No.
being
That
a
movie. He's been
You
wanting
got
to make
Martin
that movie
Lawrence
with
in there.
Martin Lawrence, man, for a long time.
Yeah,
so
but
he ain't shutting that shit down.
Yeah,
He
you
ain't
got
shutting that
Martin
shit down.
Lawrence.
But if he gets Me Too'd for being a weirdo, then it gets shut down. Then I'll be very upset.
Why the fuck would he get? Why? First of all, how?
Because everybody's getting outed right now. They're going after everybody.
It's a lot of motherfuckers getting outed.
Yeah.
Years
It's actually everything's a known. It's considered a known secret. Like my grandmother says, she says a known secret, just like R. Kelly and all them. Everyone knew what they were doing. They just didn't say shit.
Cat Williams said it best. He goes, "If you've been called a crackhead for 25 years, you know that bitch done smoked kneecaps off." Like, yeah, Cat Williams put it best. He was calling bullshit on Michael. He was like, Michael's like, "You climb trees." No, we don't climb trees, Michael. We got jobs and shit. Oh my god, I fucking love Cat Williams. He's the greatest. Oh my god, he's the best.
Cat
And
Williams funny as hell.
he getting himself in trouble too. His little crazy ass.
Yep.
Yeah.
But man, my god, that dude makes me cry. He makes me cry.
Dude, that shit where he got choked out by that
Oh, that kid.
15-year-old. That shit was funny. All the memes that came out from that shit had me rolling, son.
Yo, that hurt his career, man, for a little while.
Yeah, well, his
kid, man. Yeah.
his last two specials were not good, in my opinion. I did not like it.
It wasn't. No.
I don't like when they go real political. It's not funny. I just don't find political comedy very funny. No, so I didn't like. But yeah, his other stuff, like he's talking about doing a wheelie on a street bike and he falls and it's like, oh my, just I don't feel very much like a tiger. Like
He
that.
was like,
He was like spinning in circles with the
It's like all I had to do was just let go.
I think Cat Williams is related to Prince, though. I think it was. I think he said he was related to Prince.
That would make sense.
I didn't know that.
I don't know if I believe that, but it makes sense.
That wouldn't make any sense.
It actually would make sense because his short ass. Because everybody in Prince's family, I was heard is short, super short.
His other bit where he's like, he's talking about steroids. He's like, "You feel that, bitch? Look at my huge arms." Oh my god!
His heels on.
Steroids. Oh my god, he's so good. Oh, he's so great. Oh, it's like every day I'm hustling, every day. Yeah, we just watched one of the specials like three nights ago.
Shit.
Cat Williams is the greatest. Him, Patrice O'Neal, and Bill Burr. There ain't nobody better than them three.
You talking
Bill
about
Burr
the
be killing it.
classics? Yeah.
Bill Burr he just goes so hard. That his bit about Rihanna and Chris Brown. Oh my Jesus Christ! Oh man, people, if they don't know who Bill Burr is, you gotta go on Netflix and watch his specials. Every last one of them.
Yeah.
That shit will have you rolling.
Yeah, well.
Man. People in the chat, if you got anything for us to talk about, let us know. Fatal, hit us with some topics that you want to talk about, because I know that you don't like talking about anything other than gaming.
Hey, I have some other conversations outside of that, as long as I know what the fuck it's about.
About
Like when it comes to like political stuff, though, and that's very, very foggy because I don't pay attention to any of that garbage.
Fair enough, but don't say a boot. That's not nice to say.
I say about, bitch. The fuck you mean?
A boot.
Freaking
Fuck out of here.
I heard.
There's nothing wrong with being Canadians. There's nothing wrong with being Canadians, man.
Except Canada hates you.
Yep.
Bitch, I will smack the fucking shit out of your goddamn mouth.
Is the stream still going? Because it looks like I can't tell if we're still going or not.
Yeah,
Is it
it's
going?
It's still going. It's still going. Okay. So yeah. So here's something for you there, Silver. Fucking Eurogamer staff selling illegal Nintendo bootlegs.
Wait, what?
Eurogamer. You know this website, Eurogamer, the people that people rely on for fucking digital faggotry? That shit?
Okay.
Yeah, well, anyways, one of the staff members that works for Eurogamer, man, is selling illegal Nintendo bootlegs.
Jesus.
Cool. Next topic.
Moving on.
Nobody cares.
I'm looking right now. I'm looking. I know nobody does.
You don't have 1,004 topics on top of your head? I know you do.
No. Sometimes I do, but a lot of the stuff that I've already talked about, though.
What do you?
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Let me bring this question up. Let me bring this question up to Silver. Because I'm generally curious. I'm not going to defend fucking the big N here, but I'm just generally curious. So, what's your hatred towards the Switch? Because I might actually validate a lot of that stuff in ingredients wise.
I don't like how they don't ever have discounted prices. I don't like how it's small.
That's true. I agree.
It's small, and so it gives you neck cramps, like you've been providing for.
But what if you had? Okay, so in a flip scenario, what if you had that bitch always docked with the Pro Controller?
No.
You still wouldn't play the Switch?
No, because I don't like their games. Name a game that they don't have a better version, if you will, on the PlayStation. Go ahead, I'll wait.
Breath of the Wild.
Again, Horizon blows that game away.
Score says otherwise. Odyssey.
Okay, but wait, pause. Because with Nintendo, their scores start at 10 and go down from there, not the other way around. So it's
what the fuck? Isn't that how all reviews are written, though?
No, they start at 1 and go up. No,
except the Xbox reviews.
Most reviews start at 1 and go up. I've verified this by talking to several different game journalists. When Nintendo, it starts at 10 and it goes down. Everybody else starts at 1 and goes up. Nintendo Switch. Okay, just to go back up. Breath of the Wild has a dancing tree with maracas. He's sad because he lost his maracas. You have to go find the maracas. In Horizon, you fight T-Rex. Okay? That game can go fuck itself. Breath of the Wild pass. And you're playing as Michael Jackson, who's trying to be a white woman. I don't care about that game.
Wait.
You know why Link looks that way? Hold on, Tron. You know why Link looks that way?
I don't care.
Oh, well, never mind then.
He looks like an elf with a whole lot of plastic surgery. He's just like no facial expression. I can't move my face.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie about that. He kind of does. Kind of does, yeah, a little bit. Yeah, he does. I can't front on that.
Don't talk about Link like this.
Well,
what about Splatoon?
Peter Pan looking ass. I'm not trying to play. No.
He doesn't.
Okay, fine. Then what would you say that plays just like Splatoon on the PS4?
Thank God, nothing.
Really? You just said.
No.
Like, just name me one game that's not that the PS4 already does and it does better. So I just gave you Splatoon.
Blood and Truth.
All right. Oh, fuck off. Fuck off.
It's just way better.
That plays nothing. That plays nothing like Splatoon.
Exactly. That's why it's so good. Okay, what about?
Oh, I love your fucking logic. I love your logic.
What about The Last Guardian? Way better.
I'll be back.
The Order. Way better. I don't have to. I'm not painting things. I'm not shooting. There's probably a paintball game, a first-person shooter paintball game on PlayStation 4.
There is.
Way better. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but it plays way worse than Splatoon does.
You're shooting people with spray paint. Like, I'm not.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a fun ass game. Okay. Like, whatever happened to the term fun?
Concrete Genie will beat it. There you go. You're painting in that.
Concrete Genie looks fucking fire as shit, dude. Concrete Genie's going to be fucking awesome.
Okay,
but that's not out yet.
That's mine. It doesn't matter. It's coming.
My friend Pedro.
Dude, that game. Well, okay. So to be fair, I have a sore spot. Okay, so I've been talking to that guy. One person built that whole game, and I've been talking to him on Twitter for like 3 years. And he's like, yes, it's coming to PS4. Yes, it's coming to PS4. All right, cool. Let me know when. And then Switch announcement. And then
from my friend Pedro.
Yeah, dude, I was pissed.
Yeah, see, even all digital fucking disagrees with you, man. In the chat,
that game looks awesome. That game looks freaking awesome. I want to play it, but I refuse to play it on the Switch. So
I can't believe, and they ain't get. Is it coming to the Xbox soon?
Why would it care if it comes to Xbox? Ain't nobody playing Xbox.
See what I mean? There's that bias talk again.
I mean, if it's coming to the Switch, it probably is coming to the Xbox. So I don't know.
It's on Steam. You can play it on Steam. I could probably. Yeah.
Is it on Steam now?
It should be. It came on Steam first.
Oh shit! I might need to jump on that on Steam then.
That's a good question there, Persona 5. Okay, here's a question for you there, Silver. We're actually reading the chat. There you go. Read what fucking Persona 5 Goat just said.
You read it out loud. I don't feel like reading.
He says, why doesn't Sony do quirky all-out fucking titles like they did on the PS1 and the PS2? Instead, they only cater to people who like cinematic movie type experiences.
Such as...
Because Sony make games for adults.
So, but what is he referring to?
He's referring to like, you know, like fucking, I'm going to assume because he didn't really specify what game here. It's like, you know, games like Detroit and shit like that and fucking that kind of stuff. Like, because if he's thinking about like God of War and Last of Us and Horizon, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
No, I get that, but what kind of games is he talking about he wants them to make?
But some of they used to make like back in the day, like they're quirky stuff, man.
Like Knack and like
back before, that like Knack and Ratchet and Clank, Sly Cooper, Brave, like Legend of Dragon, that kind of shit like that. You know
they do still make them, and they're still exclusive. They're just not big titles.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
There's a lot of them just in the store.
There's a lot of that in VR. I would argue that Second Son is that. I would argue that Days Gone is that. I would say Knack is that. Well, because they're more fun based than they are quality of storytelling, in my opinion.
No, he's not talking. He's not talking about fun based. He's talking about the quirkiness,
like quirkiness.
Have you played like
Banjo-Kazooie? A prime example is Banjo-Kazooie, the quirky ass fucking game that Rare made back in the day, right?
Or fucking
Crash Bandicoot.
Journey. There's a lot of all their smaller.
It's a lot of it's a lot of them out there. They're just smaller.
Journey, is that really considered to be under the category of quirkiness?
I don't know.
That's got a really serious like.
It's like on the borderline. It's like on the borderline the way it looks.
Oh, here's another question. Why does Sony always do third-person games?
Because they speak to my heart. That's why.
They speak to your heart. Man, shut the fuck up, Silver.
I fucking love third person, and the fact that they only make third-person cinematic games is literally what I love. So, yeah, we're good.
Gears made that fucking trend happen.
No, it did not. SOCOM came out before Gears, sir. Fuck off.
Yeah, but Gears of War popularized it, though. What are you talking about?
Twisted Metal was third person. Yeah.
That was a car game. It's supposed to be third person.
All driving games are third person.
The fuck? I'm just saying, it's third person. Still a fact.
What kind of argument is that, Silver? Twisted Metal is third person. Well, no shit.
That's a good
Mario Kart was fucking before Twisted Metal. That was third person.
That's a good reach.
That was fucking. Yeah. That was a phenomenal fucking reach, dude. Quote of the fucking year for Silver Sky.
Somebody said Cyberpunk will be game of the century. No, that already went to The Last of Us. Cut it the fuck out. And then that game has potential though, because they're thinking about adding VR support, which is glorious, and third person. So I'm all in.
The only reason why, Silver, that I'm actually excited. The only reason why I'm excited for Cyberpunk, man, I wasn't at first because I'm not really a fan of how like CD Projekt Red went from like building an elaborate, like RPG like The Witcher, and then like dumbed it down and streamlined the fuck out of it. But I get why they did it though. But my thing is the reason why it got me excited for Cyberpunk.
It looks more RPG than The Witcher does.
What, Cyberpunk?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why.
That's a plus for me. But the thing is, but here's the thing: like the fact that they took inspiration from fucking Blade Runner, that got me excited. Yeah, that got me fucking excited, man.
Yeah,
and since fucking if I don't think Cyberpunk's coming out this year. I think it's coming out next year. That means
next year, yeah.
The Last of Us 2 and Cyberpunk are going to
remember they've been working on Cyberpunk for a long fucking time. Long fucking time.
Yeah,
that game's been in the oven for a minute.
I want to give everybody
a year.
I want to give everybody a show. I want to give everybody a show to watch that goes hand in hand with Cyberpunk right before it comes out. Hold on. This will help people get really invested into the setting. Hold on, let me find it. I don't remember the name of it. Y'all can keep talking though.
Fucking goddamn Dooley, man.
Oh, there it is. Altered Carbon. That's a badass.
Yeah, I'll pass.
That is a good.
That's a really good show that's on Netflix, and it's set in Cyberpunk. I mean, it's literally the same thing. It's going to be you watch that and then go right into that game, and you're going to have an absolute blast.
Yeah.
Bet. Or also, Love, Robots, and Death, or whatever. That's a badass show too. That will probably pair well with it as well.
I never heard of that one. What's it called?
Love, Death, and Robots, or something like that. It's like
on Netflix.
Yeah, every episode can be, or one episode will be 6 minutes. The next episode could be like 15, but every episode is filmed differently. You might get one of them as an anime, one's a cartoon, one's live action, one's like, it's wicked cool. And none of the stories, they're all individual stories with new characters and stuff. It's wicked cool. It's kind of like
Animatrix.
No, it's like shit. What's that game? Or Black Mirror. It's like Black Mirror.
Oh, okay.
It's badass. It's a really good, really, really good, but it's also really dark and twisted.
Okay, I gotta check that out.
Yeah,
I'll pass because I don't fuck with Netflix.
We all make mistakes.
We all make mistakes. No, Netflix Canada sucks, dude. Like, it really, seriously, like the Canadian Netflix is garbage, man.
Are you gonna jump in on that Netflix gaming streaming service?
Oh, dude, I'm super excited. I'm super hyped. I'm hoping that they are.
They're gonna be at E3 this year. You're not gonna watch E3 for them?
Yeah, I'll watch it. Well, I don't know we don't know where. I mean, I don't know. Depends. I massage wood for a living. So if I'm massaging wood, I can't watch. But if I'm able to catch it, I'm definitely watching that, because I'm hoping that they're going to be a third party publisher that makes some of their badass games into games for everybody. Like, that's what I'm hoping for, because like they have a lot.
I like this Persona 5 guy in your chat, dude. Man, I like this guy a lot.
Yeah, he just
brings up another valid point
about
he goes
Control.
Yeah. Are you playing it in that?
No, it's made by Remedy. Pass.
You're a dumbass, sir, for passing on that, because Remedy's fucking games are fucking incredible, and fuck your animation, bitch ass.
They have great, absolutely great concepts, but then when you play them, you're like, oh, this shit doesn't work. So
yeah, well, I can't say the same thing too as well for fucking what they did to Max Payne 3. Oh wait, never mind. That was Rockstar that ruined that game. Good job, Rockstar. Good job.
You're retarded.
Dude, no, Max Payne 3 fucking main story was fucking utter trash, and same with that multiplayer, but I'm not even getting into that because I know you love that shit.
Okay, wait, pause. That means you're racist.
What?
How am I? What the fuck? Where'd that come from?
I'll explain it.
He's Canadian, so yeah.
And everybody listen and pay attention.
Here comes the reach.
It's not a reach at all. Max Payne 3 was heavily inspired by Man on Fire with Denzel Washington. By talking shit about Max Payne 3, you're saying you don't like Denzel, which means you're racist.
No, actually, I like Denzel because he was amazing in Equalizer 1 and 2.
I can see where
Man on Fire was a better movie than Max Payne 3 was.
It does kind of bring some kind of similarities from.
It's not something.
Max Payne 3.
It's so they're so in unison. The edits, the cuts, the writing. Like whenever you're playing the game, the writing comes up, and the way they would do fade to black and fade to gray, and everything about it is identical to Man on Fire. Therefore, hashtag Fatal's racist.
No, there is no hashtag. It was a shitty Max Payne game. That's just the way that it is. Remedy's fucking version of Max Payne 1 and 2 were fucking awesome. They were fucking more noir. It had a better storyline, better characters that you get to go throughout the course of the game.
All that I won't disagree with. What I will say is that the gameplay and the gunplay were absolute dog trash. Now, because I hated them back when they first came out.
For me, they weren't. Okay, that was the fun factor of the game. That's what makes Remedy so good.
You also don't like all the great games that came out this generation, so your opinion is pointless.
Well, how can I when most of them fucking are actually garbage?
But literally everyone disagrees with you, so stop. I want to answer something. You said,
hold on, Silver. Hold on. Back up.
I have the power of mute, sir. Wait.
All right, fair enough. Fine.
Persona 5
play by your rules.
He said, or she, I don't know what their gender is or who they identify as, they could be a plant.
55, maybe.
They said, if Remedy was bought by Sony, would you enjoy their games then? The answer is Possibly. And the reason why I say that, before you make fun of me, when they were compared to Uncharted 4 they went and visited Naughty Dog, and then they were being made fun of for their lack of animations. They said that they don't have a big animation team. They only have like 6 guys. And it's like I've said from the get-go, I was too harsh on Quantum Break because they have a small team, and I should have taken that into account. That's my bad. With that said, if Sony buys them and then they help with all the other studios that they bring in their teams and they help kind of like, make each other's games, if they go in there with a bigger budget than they've ever had before, more time, and they have more freedom, and they have more help, maybe they can fix a lot of the issues that I have problems with. That's why I'd be excited. If that happens.
You and your animation
in all their games or just in Quantum Break?
I didn't like Max Payne 1 and 2, and I didn't like Quantum Break. I didn't play Alan Wake, so I don't know about Alan Wake.
Okay.
Wow.
Alan Wake was pretty good. Alan Wake was one of their best ones.
I've heard that.
Max Payne is the reason why Remedy was put on the fucking map, dude.
The problem with Quantum Break was that the fucking TV show.
No, that's why I was excited.
No, that shit was the best part of the fucking game.
That was the best part of the game, but like some people said, if they didn't want to fucking watch it, they missed out on most of some of the stories. So they don't.
Actually, they don't. Because the only thing you're missing out on is not even part of anything of the story. The only thing you're missing out on is what the protagonist is fucking doing. That's it. And think about it like this: most games that you play that has not protagonist. Sorry, the antagonist. Sorry, my bad. I meant to say antagonist. That's the only thing that shut up. That's the only thing that you're missing out on in Quantum Break's fucking little TV fucking miniseries that they had attached to that game. That's the only thing that it did, and that was the main reason why I liked it. Because how many games have you played, right? Where fucking you wish you knew what was going on behind the scenes from the fucking antagonist side of things, but they always keep that shit on lockdown, right? Or you figure it out through little lore pieces, or you figure it out through this, or the story just blatantly tells you. That's one of the main factors as to what pulled me into that game from the get-go, man. Because I'm playing as this dude. I think his name is Jack or some shit, if I remember correctly. Fucking, you're playing, you have the protagonist side through the gameplay, then you also have the antagonist side through the story aspect of things that intertwine and connect together. The game was it wasn't perfect as far as the animations go. I will agree with you on that, Silver.
Yeah.
But my experience with that game, I fucking loved every minute of it. I loved every fucking minute of it.
But that's because everybody else hated it, and that's why you loved it.
No! It had no. I don't give a fuck if you like it or not, or anybody else in the chat likes it or not. I don't give a flippity flying fuck about any of that.
Pause. So this Persona 5 person also asked me, so do you think Naughty Dog is top tier as far as animations? No, they're the top tier. They are the trendsetters.
I can't argue that.
And And that's not something that's up for debate because it's in the technology. So quit. Don't even try to.
It's in the technology. I'd like to see them actually do a legit stealth-based game, though.
Here's a good question for you. If you don't believe me, name another game where your character can slide down a muddy hill, and if his handgun is holstered, when you pull the handgun out, the only exposed areas of the gun are muddy, the other part's not. Name another game that does that. Go ahead, I'll wait.
Metal Gear.
No, Metal Gear does not do that.
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear 3.
I didn't play it, so I'm assuming that they did not.
Snake Eater.
No, now you fucking reaching,
Snake
bro.
Eater.
Let's just be honest. Snake is actually muddy.
Yeah.
Hold on. You know what? I'm gonna Google search this because I think Silver's right, man. But I'm gonna double check. I want to, that's one thing that Thrash taught me the best is always make sure you look up your fucking facts.
So
but no,
Persona
Naughty Dog is definitely high up there, man, for sure.
They're the first ones to use the dynamic animations that don't break. They flow into one another. That's why you can have Drake twisted this way, looking this way, and then bend down and reach across his body and pick up a gun on the other side of him. No other game does
They're
that.
also running that off the Decima engine, right?
Nope. They have their own in-house studio. They have their in-house engine.
What's the name of that engine?
They've never told anybody.
One of the engines are secret engines.
Yep. He said that he thinks Naughty Dog can't stand side by side with Rockstar or CD Projekt Red. Here's the funny thing. Not only do they beat them, but they also have a quarter of the size of the teams. So Rockstar and CD Projekt Red both have over 2,000 devs. Naughty Dog rocks 200. And the fact that they're even, let's just say you're right. Even if that's true, they have 200 people that's almost matching if we believe you, which we don't, but almost 200 people matching the talent of over 2,000 each. I mean, come on, there's no contest. The Naughty Dog is Naughty Gods for a reason.
A lot of people are bragging about how some of the people from Sony side have moved to Xbox.
Yeah, and that's
the initiative. It's not that it hadn't been that many. It's like 2 or 3.
Yeah, but those are baller ass devs though. So that has my attention. That really does have my attention because if they bring out quality games that speak to me, I'm fucking there.
Yeah, they all went to the initiative though. Everybody that came from Sony went to the initiative. They haven't went to any other studio.
The only downside about that, this is just those were people who were leaders, right? Like leaders of projects and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Pretty bird.
That's gonna be a lot of. Hey,
Drake
this is
Drake
my
dead.
idea. This is my idea. That's my idea. I'm like, God dang, whose idea is it? You have a bunch of leaders who basically were team up for games. You're gonna have a lot of bickering of who's gonna have.
No. The thing is, most of those head devs that are coming from other studios they're coming from those studios like that, they're gonna be leaders of teams.
I hope so.
That are making different games over there.
Well, I don't like the rumor. I don't like the rumors about Ninja Theory because they're supposedly making a co-op only.
Yeah, it's a game that they originally were making before Hellblade, called Razor.
Yeah, but that don't sound fun to me.
Well, I mean, but what better way for them to go back to a project that they already built so many assets for, man, and just build a game? Except not making it into an MMO, just make it into a cooperative experience, man. I'm fine with that.
I'm not knocking it. I just don't. I ain't trying to play with Fatal. I'm trying to play with.
No, bitch, I wouldn't play with you anyways, man. Okay, that's a fucking lie. I would play with you because I did play plenty of games.
Nah. Well, I think that there's because people were talking about it's going to be a game as a service. That's the only people are really worried about if it's going to be a game as a service. And we don't know.
It's going to be a co-op only game, man.
I know
like people need to fucking chill out. Yeah,
some people are saying it's a game of service. Cause I was like, I hope it's not because if you think about it, it's just going to look bad on them. They do that because then they're going like, well, because it's not.
It only look bad if the game is trash. If the game is not trash, there's no.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I see rhythms up in this chat. Yo, I haven't seen that motherfucker in years, man. I still talking for once in a while. What up there, Ice? I haven't seen you in a minute.
I gotta address his PC loving ass. Sir, Naughty Dog tells a story in 15 hours that's far better than what's in the other games that you mentioned, and they have multiplayer that I put over 1,000+ hours into. So you need to cut it the fuck out, sir.
But here's the ultimate question, though: is the story in Last of Us better than Half-Life 2?
What? I didn't play that game.
No, I'm just asking a genuine question because at the time when Half-Life 2 came out, like that game on PC was fucking glorified and praised and then some.
I know, but
that game had a fucking amazing narrative to it too as well.
I didn't play it, so I don't know.
See, that's the problem, Silver. Like, don't get me wrong, Last of Us' storyline was fucking incredible. You'll never hear me say anything bad about that story. But here's the thing. Like, if you haven't played a whole lot of games in the past, and whatever the case may be, there's some really, really good old school fucking story-driven games that will blow your fucking dick off clean, dude.
Well, like Yakuza 0 as an example is phenomenal from a storytelling standpoint.
I'm talking about old school, not this generation.
Well, no, I'm just saying. I was using that as an example. I would say
Yakuza 0 is actually really fucking good, though. I won't argue that.
The Last Guardian tells a phenomenal story without telling much of a story. Like, it leaves a lot of it up to you. Like, there's a lot of games out there, sure, that are phenomenal, but as far as older games, those are probably all RPG based, which I'm not a fan of.
No. Like, I mean, yeah, there's a lot that are RPG based, but there's also a lot of games too as well that are like really good, like either first person perspective fucking games that have really good narrative stories and shit like that. Like, there's quite a bit out there, man. It just depends on what you're looking for and what kind of story that you want to play. You know what I mean?
Like Myth. Maybe
Bruce was not fired from Naughty Dog, sir. I know that for a fact. And I hope to God he's the guy that's leading the new studio because he's one of my favorite developers of all time. That dude is fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So, Silver, you watching E3 this year, homie? Probably not.
I'll if I can, I'll try. I just
Or just like tune in to certain things and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't. I'm not excited for it because PlayStation's
It's
not
hard
there.
to.
Oh Jesus fucking Christ!
I think it's
Like
really
ponies, man.
What the
I mean,
hell?
it is what it is.
I feel like
Yeah, but go ahead, John. I'm sorry.
I mean, oh yeah.
go ahead, you guys. No, I was
No,
asking.
you go. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, I feel like just I don't know. Like I said before in the other podcasts, is E3 just became just too commercialized to the point like it gets hard to watch it. It's like I remember back then when they used to show like consoles that came out, just like the PS1 came out. They actually showed it. It was actually on the floor. Now
Yeah,
you
but they
have
also showed a lot more other things too, Tron, that we didn't care about, like fucking graphs and how many units this sold and whatever the case may be. Like none of us gamers fucking that watched that shit gave a fuck about any of that crap.
Yeah, but
now they're doing exactly what we wanted them to do. To show us game after game after game,
But here's the thing, exactly. They show game after game, but here's the thing. Also, they also showed like they had the mascots and stuff there. It's the same thing, but they didn't really show us what's going on at E3. They just showed like me clips from like news sources and stuff. That was it. But
I think the biggest problem here is like that you're leaving out there, Tron, is the fact that everything gets ruined before E3 comes out. If that was no longer a thing, then I think more people, I think more people would actually generally be a lot more excited for E3 in general. If stuff wasn't leaked in fucking advance. And that's one thing that I cannot fucking stand, man. Because usually around this time is when everything gets leaked out. Oh, Sony leaks out their fucking listings, man. Oh, well, there's no point in me being excited about Sony's E3 anymore because I already know what the fuck they're going to show. Like, I think that's another big factor in that, man. Like, the internet ruins fucking virtually every fucking thing out there, dude.
It's not really always. It's not always Sony or something. It's always some other unknown sources be doing that. Like they do on.
No, that's what I'm saying. No. I'm not saying Sony in general. I'm just saying, like, I've seen people try to leak out Sony's fucking E3 conferences before in the past that were actually accurate. I hate the internet. I really do.
I always get excited for E3 for the most part, but just not this year for obvious reasons. And you can say what you want.
You're fucking pony.
It's fine. Look, it is what it is. They make games that I get excited for. Now, if Microsoft shows off some games that I get excited for, that would be awesome. I just don't.
So that brings up a good question for you then.
So you're not even.
That's what I'm saying. Like
something that you might like.
You can watch.
No, Silver might actually just skim through the press conference. That's probably what he's going to do. But let me ask this question to you, Silver, though, right? Mm-hmm. What kind of game is it going to take for Microsoft to fucking convince you?
I want them to make it's just the normal shit. I want a third-person, violent, gritty, raw, grounded in reality game. That's what I want.
Have it in Gears.
Thank you.
I said grounded in reality, not grounded in bullshit.
Fuck grounded in reality, man. Why does every game have to be grounded in reality, man? I thought we were supposed to play games to escape reality.
That's what I like, sir.
Well, no, I know you, but I'm speaking in general because you're not the only person that's told me this. From your perspective, I get it. But like I've seen other people sit there and say, "Oh, I want Microsoft to come out with a game that plays just like Horizon," or I want Microsoft to come out with a game that plays just like Gears. Why can't Microsoft do their own shit? Like, why can't their library be fucking different? Nintendo has no problem doing that, and they have huge success off of that. Like, let Sony make their quality that people come to know and expect, and let Microsoft make their own shit that they want to fucking make, man. That's the way I look at it.
I'm not
talking about that all the time.
Yeah, I'm not arguing that.
No, but with you, Silver, though, I ain't bitching at you because I already know. I've known you for a while, so you've been very adamant about that. But I'm just saying in general, to all those people out there that always bitch about that, and it's like, why do you want the same shit?
From my standpoint about this boycotting E3 because Sony's not there, I don't get it because it's a lot of people that saying they're not watching it because Sony's not there. Like they're like there's no reason to. And if we all call ourselves gamers, I mean, even though we like Sony games, there are other games that are going to be there that we are possibly going to be buying either way. So I mean, there's still a reason to watch. And it's not just because Sony's not there.
That's true. And then there's like other conferences they'll talk. They have like the little specials where they sit down with developers and stuff and talk about games that are coming out. Maybe some
Yeah, like
surprising new indie
they
development.
had those sit downs to talk about games that weren't even on the stage too.
Yeah,
So I mean, there are games that are gonna be there to watch. I just don't get
I
that
feel
if we call ourselves gamers, why? I mean, what's the problem with watching the rest of the conference? Because Sony's not
yeah,
there.
exactly. Like for me, I like I said, I only watch pre-recordings at times. I think
That's an
last year.
excuse.
No, I said I watched pre-recordings for a while, but last year I
No,
actually
not you, Tron. I'm saying people that are sitting there saying, "Oh, I'm not going to watch E3 because Sony's not there." That's a fucking excuse.
just watch pre-recordings. That's how I tell people. Just go watch those, and you pick. You want to watch the whole thing live. You can always pick on what you really want, what topic you really want to hear, and go from there. That's all you can do. I think that's a good way to.
See,
I mean, that's what I do most of the time. I mean, last year I didn't. I actually watched the Microsoft's conference last year live on my television. I was on Comcast. I was watching on Comcast. Then I watched with Sick and all them. I watched them with Sony side. Then I watched I watched with a friend. We do the whole live thing together. We watched the whole Nintendo, and they talked about was what's
I've never watched a Nintendo thing ever, not once.
it's
see,
not that interesting.
no, Silver's true about that.
No, you're not
He will
missing
never
much.
watch a Nintendo conference.
You
But see,
won't
for
miss.
me, like this is why being a multi-console owner, man, is the best experience for gaming that you could possibly get, in my humble opinion, man. Because every generation, there's never been a generation where I'm satisfied with one console. I don't give a fuck how many units the PS1 sold. I sure the fuck don't care about the PS2, how many units that motherfucker sold. I don't care about that. Sony's good at doing like fucking what they're doing. Let them be that way. But I'm always going to have a reason to go out and buy Nintendo's platforms. I'm always going to have a reason to buy Xbox platforms. I mean, most people will argue the fact that, well, we don't need an Xbox now because everything's going to be on PC. Fuck PC. I don't give a fuck about that platform, man. And a lot of people out there don't care about that platform. So I'm going to have a reason to buy into next-gen console for Xbox, man. And so to me, being a multi-console owner is fucking the best experience out there.
I'm hoping to
Best
do
experience out there.
I'm hoping that I'll be able to view E3 simply because I can do another, my 4-year-old reviews E3 again, like my other video. Because
that'll be cool. That'll be cool.
People really like her thoughts on all the different conferences. That shit was funny. So hopefully I can do that again. But yeah.
Oh,
Hey.
so Death Stranding, you talked about the whole entire aspect about some portal garbage shit theory, about him pulling out that fucking thing. But you know what? One thing that I haven't heard, because like Thrash said the exact same thing on his little talk about thing, right? And I noticed that fucking other people that said the exact same thing. I'm like, oh yeah, it could very well be like, it's futuristic and he's got a portal behind his ass. Then explain the fuck to me, right? When fucking what's his name gets fucking hit in the back with a goddamn fucking lightning rod, where the fuck the guy hit him with? How come something just popped out of his suitcase without the suitcase even opening? It just randomly popped out.
It popped out of the portal. He knocked the portal open.
Man, shut the fuck up, Jay. No, Kojima is good at Kojima is fucking Kojima is good at what he does. Like he is. Like he's a good developer, man. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I've liked. There's also a couple of games that I wasn't too quite fond of, like MGS 4 and 5, but whatever, man. Like the story is definitely the main thing I'm definitely excited for in this game. It looks fucking twisted and weird, but that looks like not from Kojima himself. That looks like something like Guillermo del Toro would fucking do. You know what I mean? So, but Eastern, I guess.
Persona asked you a question, Fatal.
Yeah, no, I will have to read it here. Let me go back up and read it. I have a question. Why do Sony fans fucking care about having their games released day and date on PS Now? Why do consumers care about Sony's money? It's better for you saving money for for the gamer. I mean, look at the bad fucking what's up, RX? How you doing, sir? If you look at like the bad negative rep that people are putting towards Game Pass, right? Like I use Game Pass like the way Microsoft intended for me to use it. Like where if I play a game, if I like it, I buy it. That's what I've been doing so far, and I've always been doing that since I've been using the service. But a lot of people use and abuse it. Like they'll pay for a month, they'll play a game on it, and then like that's it. They move on, right? Which in a way is kind of similar to what it was back in the day when you would go into the video rental store, you rent the game, you bring it home, you play it, you beat it, and that's it. You go bring it back. Or exchange it for a new one, say that the disc or the fucking cartridge doesn't work, that kind of shit. I don't know, like a lot of people like I've seen a lot of developers fucking like talk about like how like they love the idea behind Game Pass because it gets more recognition for their games for people to play it compared to just slapping it on the actual fucking store. You know what I mean? Like they do now, but like nobody blinks an eyelash at it. And there's a lot of games on both consoles, respectively wise, that never see the light of day, right? That people don't even know even exist. That kind of shit like that. And I like the fact that the service is there. I get why a lot of people are against it. But I mean, as long as I'm going to keep using it, and as long as I keep buying stuff through the service to save myself a couple of dollars here and there from like a 20% off deal, man, beats fucking paying $80. It beats paying $80 for every game that I got to pay for over here in Canada. It sucks ass, but whatever.
My only concern with Game Pass is that it breeds mediocrity. That's my only fear.
The which one?
Game Pass. I feel like it could have the potential of just breeding mediocrity. Like so, they only care to pump.
Yeah, there's that. There's that too as well. I mean, I'm hoping that it doesn't go that route.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Wasteland. You know, Wasteland 2 is coming out there. That in Exile, which is a recent acquisition that Microsoft picked up there last year at X08, I think it was, when they announced it. But I mean, like those are the kind of games that I like. I like those kind of like fucking Fallout, old school Fallout style kind of games, right? But like as far as like, I see people being worried about Halo Infinite, and Halo Infinite being such a grand scale game that they're going to chop it up into pieces and then like release it on Game Pass and whatever the case may be. And I get that from that perspective, but at the same time, you're also hurting the fact too as well people that don't use that service. And believe it or not, there's a lot of people that don't use that service.
Wait,
I mean, if you think about it,
they're going to chop it up into pieces and put it on Game
No.
Pass?
But a lot of people are assuming that, right? But I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, well, if Sony like has like what that 40% of the market for that, that streaming shit they have going on right now for PS Now and stuff like that, at least from the last thing I heard. I'm not worried about the money there, RXL. Believe me, that those days are long gone for me. But with that said, though, however, I've seen people complain about like, oh, Microsoft's not going to make any more AAA games and shit like that, even though they said otherwise. I mean, yeah, I get the whole entire mediocrity thing, but I don't know. I'll have to wait and play out how it goes, man. If they do that, then I'm out. Then I'll be done with that service.
I don't have a problem with the service at all, as long as it doesn't breed mediocrity. That's all. I feel you on that, because that's something that like I've even spoke to Tay about this a few times too as well. And like I told him, I said, if Microsoft starts doing that with like a lot of their AAA games, man, then I'm out. Then I'm done with that service indefinitely.
I don't think they do that though, because I mean, you get more money with people buying the game other than just using.
Exactly. Yeah.
So to make a mediocre game that nobody's gonna buy, that's a waste of their time and the gamers' time. Also, I don't think they want to waste their own time in making that game mediocre and putting it in Game Pass just for it to be on there.
But here's the thing I noticed when I was when Fatal talked about Bloodstain and all those other ones, I was actually quite surprised that nobody wasn't talking about like a lot of the top Xbox game. I hear more about PlayStation or Nintendo talking about Bloodstain, but when it came to be some of the Xbox dudes, like the hardcore guys, like super hardcore ones, they don't even talk about that game. And it's coming on the Xbox. Bloodstain. None of them talk about that.
What game? I couldn't hear you over Fatal's laugh.
Sorry, my bad.
Bloodstain.
Oh, Bloodstain?
Yeah, I haven't heard any of the
Ritual of the Night,
talk.
I mean, Sean, you heard me talk about it.
You're the only one. I'm talking about the super hardcore ones who always talk about, oh, these games are coming to Xbox. But I'm like,
you talking about the YouTubers? The YouTubers and Twitter fingers?
Yeah.
They're just there for the war. They're not, they don't even game. You'll never hear them talk about games.
Sadly. Because that was actually help them out, to see like, hey, there's different type of games. Go check it out. Because I'm about to go one of them and just say, how come you're not talking about Bloodstain? I'm about to go type it out. Because they're pissing me off.
Yeah.
I'll see which
Yeah.
one. Should I tell that to Diller and all them? I don't know.
What's that game they showed last E3 with that dude fighting that big ass dragon? I want to see more on that. That game looks bad.
You talk about Project Awakening?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Project Awakening from
Yes, that's
yeah,
that
gonna be
game.
Platinum.
the side. Oh, that's
That
not.
game was
That's
that game
not
was
Platinum.
awesome.
Did they? I don't think. Did they show that at E3? I thought they
Yeah, they
showed it at
did.
a Tokyo Game Show.
Or
No,
whatever.
Tokyo Game Show. Take it back. It was Tokyo Game Show. It was done by Side Games, who are doing who are responsible for Grand Blue Fantasy, Versus and Link.
There's also
And,
that other one. What's that? Oh, the one that's being made by one dude in China. That game looks real
that
cool.
one Chinese game. Oh, he is. You know the
That's
good
just
funny
that's
is.
just been in development since the beginning of this gen.
It actually no. Actually, it wasn't. It was done by one guy.
I know it's done
And
by one guy, but he's been making it since 2013.
yeah, because he did it by himself. Yeah, of course. Because it was supposed to
No, he
be
got more people now. He got people
No,
now.
yeah. He got more people now, but back then he did that. He did the whole game by himself. And you know what he said? He got that expired by Final Fantasy 15,
Yeah.
and it looks better than the Final Fantasy 15. To be perfectly honest.
I really liked Final Fantasy 15. I enjoyed it.
Whew.
The story was weird, but I liked the game. The gameplay was fun.
Yeah, the gameplay was really good.
I think that's probably why I wasn't really interested in this one. I like the Final Fantasy games. I'm like a really huge fan, but I'm more a huge fan of the classics, and 9 and 12, and a little bit of 8. I guess 8 was alright.
I
I don't see
played.
why
I played
nobody that likes
7.
Final Fantasy like 8. 8 was like one of the best ones.
No, 8 was my first one. For that style. That was my first time playing that style. I played the 2D stuff, and then I played 8 first, then I played 7. So I was the
Yeah,
opposite
everybody that talk
person.
about Final Fantasy, the first thing come out their mouth is 7 and 9, and nobody gives a fuck about 8. Like 8 didn't even exist, and that was the one of the best ones that came out that gen.
Yeah, PlayStation. Yeah. I guess because I think it was at the time it was going through. So they were transitioning to Final Fantasy 8, so they changed everything, and people did not like it. People were used to the polygon or 2D
Ev- I mean,
sprites.
I mean
That's why.
every
Why
no. I mean 7. I mean
7 was
7 was the
polygon,
start.
man.
7 was the
No,
start of it.
yeah, it was start of it, but if you look at the new model, well, at the time it was like a new model of seeing them look more like they look more like people, not like over muscled shapes. You know, that's what's the difference. They
I
actually make
I don't
people.
know.
I only played Final Fantasy 7 and 15. That's it.
Mm.
I can't stand turn-based RPGs. I hate it. I won't play any turn-based game. I fucking hate those things.
Some of them was pretty good. If you got good at it, you can have your fucking speed to
Yeah,
like the
but
fucking max where you're
for
fucking
me,
attacking like every time before the enemy does.
to me, it's lazy development.
Well, they haven't made a turn-based. There haven't been that many turn-based RPGs in a while though.
Thank God.
Since
I
the
can't.
PS2, it hasn't been that many
I can't
turn-based
stand that shit.
RPGs.
Fado, is that the real RXL or is that a troll?
I'm pretty sure it's RXL.
He's talking a lot of mean shit.
Well, he does, but that's fine. I don't have a problem.
Yeah, I don't. Man, the Red Dead game. I love that game so much.
Red Dead is a very unique game, but I tried to play the first game and I couldn't get into it.
Me too. I hated the first one. I couldn't stand it, but the second one was awesome.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I couldn't stand the first one, but man, the second one was awesome.
Well, I know the plot so far, but I think the whole plot is just I think the plot of it was got people really into it. Have you played Red Dead Revolver?
No,
Oh, okay.
nope. I don't think I played that. That was like a PS1 game, right?
I think so. I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, it's been really quiet about that one because a lot of people are quiet about that game. I'm surprised.
Shit. What game?
Revolver.
Oh,
Red
the
Dead
original.
Revolver.
Yeah,
that was on.
people have been very quiet about that one.
Yeah, that was a PS2 game.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I didn't play that. It looked
Yeah.
terrible.
I played it. It wasn't terrible, but for that time, it was just boring. It was a boring story.
Fatal. Did you know that Blood and Truth was originally going to be a driver game?
What?
Yeah.
Getaway.
Oh, okay.
Or Getaway, whatever was Sony's exclusive. I don't remember what it was. Either Driver or Getaway, one of those. But yeah, it was going to be.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to be the Getaway. I remember reading something about that a couple weeks ago.
Man, that game.
Yeah.
I know you don't have VR, but my God, that game was badass, dude. You could take a clip, throw it in the air, turn your gun upside down, and catch it in the gun. It is so sick. That game was so. Or you could put the clip on a table.
That's actually pretty fucking dope. That sounds pretty dope.
And then you slam your gun on top of the table that has the clip and put it in the. Dude, that game was so awesome. Man, that game was fun. That's a really fun game.
Yeah. They took that idea from another VR game that was on Oculus and Vive.
Oh, really?
I forgot the name of it. Yeah.
Man, that game was so much fun. I had some issues with it, but man, for the most, somebody reviewed it and said it was Uncharted 1, and that's a good way to describe it because that game is fucking awesome. I really enjoyed Blood and Truth. That was a really fun game, man. My God, it was awesome. Like you could be shooting over here like this, and then come up underneath your arm and shoot this dude in the head that's coming up beside you. Like, oh man, it was so much fun. I love that game.
How is it a real VR game? It's like a real shooter.
Oh yeah, it's
So
full blown.
Yeah, okay.
It's like a Call of Duty campaign kind of. Like it's really good, really well done.
Yeah, I seen gameplay. It doesn't look like you move the character yourself. It looks like he's all on rails.
You move by clicking somewhere and you can go to it.
Oh, so it's a warp. It's a warp move. Okay,
Right. It's not. I wish that's my biggest complaint. So Farpoint was free moving, like you could just move like a regular game. And so I wish they would have gone that route. And the other issue I had with it was it had floating hands, and that was really jarring because like you would be in a chair and like your hands would be like cuffed to the chair. You'd look down and see nothing. Like I can't stand that. Like Farpoint showed the whole character, you know, and that to me is way better. I don't know why anybody would not do that. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy. Because it's a lot of it's a lot of VR games that's out now that's on like the Vive and Oculus that you can see the fucking whole body.
Yeah, I bet you VR on PC is absolutely amazing. There's no doubt in my mind. I bet you it is so much. I bet it's so much fun. I play the shit out of my PSVR, but I can only imagine how much better it would be on PC. My lord.
Yeah, it's a game called Seeking Dawn. You can look up the gameplay on YouTube. That shit is so fucking good. I love that fucking game.
I don't want to do it because it'll make me sad.
Make yourself sad. It's gonna be a good sad though.
I doubt it. I'll never be able to play it. It's kind of like I would love to go. Like the guy I met at the gym today that we're gonna do the podcast. He's got some super badass rig, and he's like, dude, you got to come over and check out Max Payne 3 and max settings. And I said, no, sir, I'll never do that because that's one of my favorite games of all time. And if I see that shit maxed out, I'm gonna want a PC immediately. I couldn't do it.
Mad as hell.
I couldn't do it. I can't do it. I would love to play that game and oh my God, in all its true glory. Oh my Jesus, I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, I don't even want to see it. Oh, that's right. We got Iron Man coming out in VR. I hope that game's badass.
I'm kind of hoping that's badass too, man. Because
that could be a really fun
game. We really need a good Iron Man VR game. I
don't know what to think about this Avengers game coming out. I don't.
Yeah, Square's supposed to be showing that off this E3.
I don't know. I have a feeling that it's going to stay true to the show, which means it's going to be like a PG-13 title, and I feel like it would be so. I mean, of course I'm biased, but I would feel like it would be so much better if it was mature. Oh my God, you know.
Yeah.
But
agreeable.
I would love to just smash motherfuckers. Like if you're the Hulk, you can just start ripping people in half. Like Jesus Christ, that'd be so much fun.
That would be cool.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, this shit would be amazing. But it'll probably be PG-13. It'll be more of like the movies. But I'm curious.
I have to agree. I have to agree. I'm not gonna lie. I have noticed that a lot of games are being dumbed down with the violence and stuff, and sometimes it's like, can we get maybe like, I guess Mortal Kombat might be a good example of hardcore violence that's been coming out, but sometimes it's like games are supposed to be rated M, don't feel rated M. They feel rated PG.
Most of the time they're rated M because of the how they're talking in there. The vulgar language and stuff. Yeah.
That's it. That's the only reason why. But other than that, the games have just been like, damn. I'm like,
let me. I'm going to touch on that, but also, I'll touch on that first before I talk to IC here. God of War should not have been a mature game. That was one of my complaints, is that they made God of War, the new one. It didn't have enough raw ass violence like the originals. I feel like they made it cater to more of a bigger audience. I understand why they did it. Me personally, I wish it would have been more violent.
Yeah, I think they did it because he had a son with him.
I know.
But
look at Naughty Dog, dude. The Last of Us Part 2 is showing more violence than we've ever seen in a game ever. Like more realistic violence, rather. I mean, obviously, Mortal Kombat stuff's worse, but I'm saying like from a realistic, like where you see her eyes roll back in her head and shit like that. Like that's fucking.
Yeah.
I see. You say that, but CD Projekt Red said that they're looking at putting Cyberpunk in VR, which would be beyond glorious. So if Cyberpunk goes VR, or if they give you an option for third person, dude, I'm so fucking in on that game. It's not even funny. So you say no big companies are working on VR, but CD Projekt Red, if they make Cyberpunk VR, that shit's going to be amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I don't know. Games as a service with Avengers, I don't know. There's a lot that could go wrong. And Square Enix, they just don't. I don't know. A lot of their games just don't do it for me. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah, I think that last game they came out with, The Quiet Man, that shit was so ass.
Dude, I was so excited for that game. I thought that was a great premise, but then I saw the reviews and I was like, I normally don't care about reviews, but my lord, all the reviews are the same. I was like, yeah, I'll pass on that.
I get what they were trying to do, but god damn, man, it's that's it.
Man, that game has a really cool premise. Like the idea that the reason why he was deaf was because they didn't have a big team, so like they didn't want to deal with sound, and so they were able to mask the sound in this, the fact that he's deaf, and so I thought that was really cool, and the whole concept of it was really cool. I saw the gameplay and I was like, oh, I can't play this.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was going to be like a Jason Bourne game where like you could use all the objects and stuff to fuck people up, and you couldn't.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, like it's kind of like Yakuza, right? Like Yakuza has the idea behind like where you could grab objects and beat people up, but they put it in this like Tekken world where everything's got these big starbursts and shit, and it doesn't mix with the story well. Like that's why I won't play any more Yakuzas, because it's just I hate the gameplay. It doesn't match the tone of the story. It's really irritating.
Yeah.
Like if Yakuza series was more like Sleeping Dogs from a gameplay perspective, that would be one of the best franchises ever. But they chose to go this weird cartoony route.
Yeah. I think that's why I can't get into the Yakuza games, because of that, but I don't know.
I don't know. The control game, I can't. It would have to do. There's no way I can't play it.
Yeah, the control. I was excited about it when I heard about it, and then they showed that little snippet of the gameplay, and that shit just looked like it's gonna be boring.
It's Quantum Break reskinned. Like I do not care about that game at all. At all. Like I have zero. Dude, my camera sucks.
I'm gonna pick it up though. I don't know. I just hope the fucking gameplay ain't as boring as what they show. Hopefully they show more. If they show more of it and it looks more compelling to me, then I might just fucking go all in on it.
My new thing is I only play games that I know have a really good chance of me loving. Like outside of that, I don't play anymore. Like I didn't pick up. Like normally I would play or rent rather Rage 2, but I knew I wouldn't love it, so I was like, I'm not going to play it. I'm just not wasting my time on games that I know I won't like anymore for the most part.
Yeah. I mean, I like Raids 2. It's just so much fucking shit on that goddamn map. It's just so much. It's like playing like fucking the Assassin's Creed or fucking playing uh Wildlands just in a Mad Max fucking setting.
Oh right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Mad Max. I love that game. By the way,
Yeah, that's basically what it is in the first person with all the fucking powers. You just have to forget about the fucking story and just focus on the fucking gameplay because the story is like.
But see, it's first person. I can't focus on first person anymore.
Yeah, it's first person. Yeah.
Icy asked you if he told you that Control just had new gameplay come out today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I don't even care for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of rumors that Naughty Dog's working on a first person game that really bums me out, like beyond belief. Like, I can't even describe it to you. Like, I don't.
Is this supposed to be like a sci-fi game that they're working on or some shit?
That's all the rumors. Yeah, but it's also first person, and I just can't. I mean, I know that Naughty Dog will give you bar none animations from a first person's perspective that nobody ever thought you could do, which will be cool. But I'm so burned out on first person. It's not even funny. I wanted to ask y'all. Y'all probably aren't very excited for it, but man, that new trailer for the new Ghost Recon looks so sick to me. Oh my god!
Yeah, I was in the technical test. The technical test does not do the game justice. Just so you know,
Oh, really?
it has no. I see what they're doing, but because the technical test is so fucking bare bones, there's like no foliage. Like,
wow.
it's like you'll see doors open, but you can't walk into the fucking rooms. Like the door is fucking closed. Is that? I know when the game finally released, all that shit is gonna be fixed, but just that technical test itself, it just did not do the game justice.
The realism that they added to it, and the fact that basically as soon as I started watching the trailer, I was like, "Holy shit, this is Lone Survivor in a game!" Like that shit looks so.
Oh,
man,
dude, that's what it's gonna be. Like the shit. Like when you're in the technical test, you fall out of your helicopter gets shot and you're like hanging from a tree. You gotta find bandages to patch yourself up, and you actually fucking limp because your health is like gone.
Oh, so basically they just basically got inspiration from The Last of Us. Oh, I got it.
Yeah. Well, I guess so. Yeah. You're fucking limping until you get those fucking bandages to patch yourself up to give yourself that one bar.
That's so sick, dude. I'm gonna play the shit out of it. It's gonna have a campaign, right? It's gonna have a campaign, right? It'll have a campaign, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be a campaign.
All right, cool.
It's supposed to come out in October, right? I think.
Yeah, dude, I'm all over that. I'm all over that. I love the first one.
I love the Ghost Recon games. I will never stop buying those.
I know that a lot of people get mad because it's not worthy of the title. That's fair, but I still enjoy the shit out of them. I really like Wildlands.
What?
I know, Fatal.
No, I'm looking at this new Control gameplay, man. This shit looks fucking lit as all fuck.
Oh well, that means.
Where's the link?
That means.
Shut the fuck up, Silver. Shut the fuck up, Silver.
I'm just saying. If you like it, then it's garbage.
No, it reminds me of the last game that I played that had really good telekinesis powers in it, dude, was fucking Mindgate, that PsyOps game, Mindgate Conspiracy on the PS2 and OG Xbox.
I don't know.
Yeah, man, this game looks fucking fire as fuck.
Where's the put the link in the Discord?
Man, fuck your link, bitch. Yeah, give me a second.
Motherfucking link in the motherfucking Discord.
Be Easy was like, why are you getting dislikes? I don't know. People hate me. That's understandable. My wife is on her 14th drink. Lord have mercy, that's gonna be a good time. Babe! Are you tipsy? She just gave me a dirty she just gave me the look from Elena whenever Drake walked in the hotel. Damn. What does that mean? Am I in trouble? Bang. Oh man. Anybody?
All right, I posted it for you there. In the,
Did y'all run out of topics? Anybody?
yeah, pretty much, man.
Yeah, that's about it.
Man, this is going to end on a Miss. Can I help? Do you have anything that you would like to discuss?
I do. I'm not sure. I know you don't like a RPG, but have you even seen like some of the things about Code Vein you actually like, or?
Code Vein?
Yeah, Code
Yeah.
Vein.
I thought the art style was absolutely amazing. What turned me off about it was the fact that it's supposed to be like Bloodborne, and I don't mess with them hard ass games. They make me angry. Like as an example,
You have a history with that game.
dude. Just not everybody knows this, but when I first started playing Bloodborne, because I bought it day one because I'm a moron. For 2 hours, I couldn't figure out how to equip my sword. So that just gives you an idea. How terrible
Oh
that is.
man.
Oh, actually, this game is a lot easier. In my opinion, this game is a lot easier to figure out a lot of that stuff. But it already like tells you, okay, here you this is how you equip your sword. It's not that difficult. They actually made it kind of easy, almost similar. It's similar to Bloodborne or all the Souls games, but it has their own uniqueness of easiness at the same time. Even getting people to help you is a lot easier.
I'll probably rent it just because I think the art style is super cool. But
Oh yeah, the art style is cool.
I
Customization
really like it.
is really good. You would enjoy the customization very much. I did.
I enjoy dressing up digital dolls. It's one of my favorite parts. I'm not even remotely joking. I enjoy the shit out of that. So
playing with digital dolls. Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. That's why I have statues because they're fun.
Figurines.
They're statues.
Yo, is that Heavy that we used to play Uncharted with in the chat there?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Okay, what's going on, Heavy?
Heavy is the homie.
Hell yeah, dude.
Heavy.
Heavy is awesome. We go back.
How many dislikes you have on your video so far, dude?
I don't know. I can't see it. I think 3. Or maybe
3.
more. I don't know.
Yeah, you usually average out about that anyways, per stream anyways.
I don't know. Can you imagine the dislikes I'm going to get whenever I interview my neighbor? I mean, Lord have mercy. It's going to be ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you're going to have a moment there.
It is going to be
I think
absolutely
it's not you got an interesting neighbor.
But the views will be up.
I almost got a fight with him a while back. So, yeah, it's going to be... I'll bring it up in the podcast.
Didn't you get into a fight with like one of your little fucking tree stumps outside because of a spider or some shit a while back?
No, I attacked it with a weed eater.
You don't like spiders. Okay.
How did that work? How did that work out for you?
It was one of those, those big ass, like it's got a yellow ass and black legs, and they're big as shit. Those spiders, the banana spiders or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So I was weed eating around the fence line, and then I saw it right there in the bush, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And so I just started like going to town on it, and then he like disappeared, and I screamed, dropped the weed eater, and I ran in the house, and I told my wife to go get it, and she did not go get it, and so the weed eater stayed there for like 4 days. Like I was terrified. I don't think y'all understand. I do not mess with spiders whatsoever. I cannot stand. I don't like those. I don't like horses. I don't like ostriches, raccoons, possums. Really, the older I get, the more terrified I get of varmint. I just don't. They I get nervous. I don't.
I might have to get a Dagu and fucking send you up one, dude. You can have that as a pet.
God, yeah. He's already terrified.
Because he beats on doors
Oh, she's talking about
at 1 a.m. Oh
yeah, dude. It was a bad idea.
I thought Ashley was talking about something that you do.
No, she's talking about the neighbor. Yeah, it was a bad ordeal.
I don't know. I did the whole. I saw this one spider right by my house, and it was on the patio, it looked weird. I never seen a spider. It was like a all orange spider, and I was like, I never seen an orange spider in California. So I just took some Ray and just sprayed the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
I sprayed that thing until it couldn't walk no more.
You had a Halloween themed spider? Yeah, fuck all that. I would have burned the house down.
It was an orange spider.
Yo, I'm the same way. I ain't gonna lie. Fucking, if I saw something like that, like fucking crawling up my wall, dude, nah, man, I'm out.
It wasn't. Lucky it was outside, not in the house. Cause that thing, I sprayed the hell out. I sprayed that. I used that Ray to spray it. Like I drowned it. I drowned it in the Ray poison. I didn't give a fuck. I'm like, nah, you're not from here.
Yeah, for me, I can't fuck with camel spiders. Like going to fucking California and where NTC and Barstow.
It's those
Barstow
black
got
man.
NTC and Barstow. They got fucking camel spiders out there in that little fucking desert area. I can't fuck with them. Every time I deployed, I made sure I had me a big ass can of Raid, and I had the wife send me some while I was fucking over there.
Man,
I was fucking with them fucking camel spiders.
Fuck that, dude. That's so terrifying.
Them
That's
bitches
terrifying.
will chase you. Yeah, them bitches will chase you.
Oh,
them the only spiders
no.
I have. Them the only spiders I have a problem with.
Dude, they're the size of like dinner plates.
Huh?
Dude, those fucking things, honestly, they look like fucking those face huggers, man, from fucking Aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah, real life.
They can get pretty big.
Please, can we move on to a different topic, man? I get very eerie with spiders.
I know while deployed, when we was in Iraq, I know a couple of the homies, they used to fucking catch them and throw them in a bucket, and they'll get like a rat or a fucking centipede and throw it in the fucking bucket, and they'll bet on which one is gonna live.
No, when they bite you, those savage men, they take a chunk out of your fucking skin, dude, when they bite you.
Oh yeah, you don't even feel it. You don't even feel it.
I'm about to raise my feet up. I feel like I'm about to get attacked.
I know, dude. I'm feeling the exact same way, man. If this motherfucker would shut his fucking piping fucking hole for a minute.
Hey, man. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, we had the
to answer your question, though, Heavy.
Wolf spiders chase you too.
Oh, wolf spiders, tiny little guys, but yeah, they don't.
Yeah, those are little angry bastards. They'll chase your ass too.
That's why I'll never go to Australia.
This ain't Australia.
They're in America too. I know. There's a couple of them in Oklahoma.
Oh, we have a lot of them in the base, like right by where I used to work at. We had like a whole bunch of those damn things, and we just killed it. I just killed one
They killed it. Are you in Oklahoma?
No,
I'm in Florida. I'm in Florida.
Oh wow!
I live in California. Yeah. We have wolf spiders. We also have brown recruits. Brown recruits. Those are like the deadly poison ones.
I would not want to live in Florida or California. Fuck all that.
I don't mind living in Florida.
I'm trying to answer Heavy's fucking question here, and you motherfuckers are still going on with this shit.
Man, nobody give a fuck about your question. You trying to answer?
Hey, fuck you, bitch. No, I just don't like spiders, man. Like, nah, dude, I'm good. I'm good. That shit terrifies me, man. But no, to answer your question, though, fuck off. To answer your question there, Heavy, fucking, I think we will see a next gen trailer at E3 for the new Xbox. Yes, but it's not going to be a blown out fucking thing. It's think of it like Project Scorpio was. That's all we're going to get for a reveal.
Oh, a small little.
Yeah. I think they're going to tease it, and then next year is going to be the year where they go all out about it, and they're going to release it like that same year and shit like that in 2020. Man, it just makes sense.
It's going to be like an HDMI dongle. It's not even going to be a console. It's like we're going to.
I don't know where the hell people came up with that idea. I have no fucking clue. But
it's going to be a console.
Yeah,
it's not going to be the HDMI thing.
You know, I have a question for you guys. Have you guys noticed, like, I feel like I know this might sound really like silly, but I noticed that the console wars, quote unquote, has actually helped sell Xbox and Sony and Nintendo, and it seems like it seems like they're all running with it to the point where I'm looking at it and it's like I don't really see this is actually benefiting from marketing, but not people's sanity of just hate on each other constantly because of a preferred console. So how you guys feel about that? Like, Have you guys noticed that, or that's just me?
It's actually that's an interesting point, but at the same time, we are also to blame too as well when we sit up here and doing these types of shows or our own little videos or whatever you want to call it.
I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I think that's what I meant. Like we kind of are to blame. So, but
No. And the reason why I'm saying that is because like you get a lot of people that voice their opinions about things. Like we do a lot of marketing for a lot of these devs, or like even like these actual for these console companies as well. The problem that I have with that though is the fact that a lot of these people on YouTube and stuff like that do like pick a side, and then that's all they do for that entire generation. You know what I mean? And we've already seen proof of this, right? I mean, yeah, okay. Microsoft has done a lot of dumb shit this gen. We can all agree to that, right? You know what I mean? But like when I hear people sit there and say, "Oh, they got no games. They got no games to play," and it's like, well, that's funny because I can find plenty of stuff that I can't play on PS4 and Xbox that are not Xbox fucking centric games. You know what I mean? So when I hear that statement, it's completely falsified. I mean, sure, they're on PC, but again, who the fuck gives a fuck about PC gaming anyways? Modern PC gaming is garbage. No offense there, fucking IC. I'm just not a fan of the way PC's going right now. But with that said, though, however, though, like if I own both these platforms, and if there's a game on a platform, whether it be on PS4 that I can't play on Xbox or vice versa wise, fucking, I'm going to talk about the game. I'm going to advertise that game on my channel, which I've done plenty of times on my channel. You don't see anybody else doing that shit, right? It's always that fucking fake ass console war down the fucking middleman of a white lie. You know what I mean? Bitching about fucking everything that Sony does is the best, and then everything that Microsoft does is the worst. But yet, at the same time, Sony's did a complete 180 by now allowing fucking crossplay, fucking announcing that EA Access is coming out now, and putting more of an actual abundance when it comes to fucking PS Now going forward to next generation, which is kind of ironically something that you would never really see Sony fucking technically do. Because remember, they already proved at the very beginning of this generation they denied EA Access. They said crossplay was never going to be a thing for them. Fucking, that kind of shit like that. So Sony just changed their tone around, which got a lot of people talking about that shit. I think personally, as far as the console war goes, I think it's a made-up fallacy in people's fucking brains nowadays, man, that people have to sit there and choose a fucking side. And I honestly think that right there is one of the plethora of problems, man, that's killing this fucking industry. And that's making gaming the way that it's going. That kind of shit like that. You know what I mean? Look, we can sit there and we can rely on Sony games fucking for top-notch fucking quality. We can always guarantee that, right? Well, 90% of the time we can. But on top of that, too, as well, fucking, Microsoft, yeah, they may have released not that very, okay games this generation, man, but are the games, like, that bad to the point where, like, they're fucking badass broken and shit? Dude, like, honestly, man, most people that sit there and call anything trash, motherfucker, if you've never played Life of Black Tiger, you've never experienced trash, motherfucker. Straight up. Straight up. You do not know what trash is, or you never will know what trash is.
And he
platinumed
that shit.
For me,
I didn't platinum, man. I got 100%. There's no plat.
For me, the console war is just it's no different than being a Cowboys fan and hating on the Redskins or, Ford versus Chevy. It's just a fun game to play while you're away from the game. I think most people approach it that way.
Yeah, just a fandom type approach. How about you?
Just fun.
It's just more extreme in the fucking gaming side of it.
Yeah.
If you see somebody going super hot and heavy in the console war, it's because they're having issues in real life, like straight up.
Yeah.
I noticed that too. I seen like some of them actually outspoken about their problems, and I'm seeing
I was one of them. I mean, I can tell you firsthand.
Oh, I'm sorry about hearing about it. If you went through a lot, then my apologies to hear. I mean, I see some people just go off like, throw all their personal opinions in there, and then they get upset. If you know something, you call them out on it, they'll just go off on a tangent, like a video based off you hurting their precious console. And I'm just like, dude, it's a piece of plastic.
A way I can describe it to you is like if you go and you work out super hard, like you murder yourself, right, while training. When you get back to the house, you don't give a flying fuck about what anybody says. Like you know what I mean? Like if you have if you don't have any real goals.
Yeah, you feel like dog shit after a good workout.
Yeah, it's like the whole thing. Like that's why I know when these people will go off the handle and they're talking shit to developers on Twitter and stuff. Like they're lacking substance in their real life. That's point blank period. And there's no denying. I mean, they can deny it all they want, but that's because there's lacking something in real life. Period.
Yeah.
And also, there's another issue people are really bringing up. I'm starting to hear more about like gaming addiction is starting to be newsworthy and stuff like that.
Oh
So,
God!
It's been popping up lately.
I was highly addicted to online. That's why I quit playing altogether. Cold turkey.
Yeah, I tell you, online games are addicting.
No. Real talk though, like Silver, when I first met you, dude, like you were hardcore into fucking multiplayer, dude. When I first met you,
and I completely cut.
Like there were days where like me and Dooley, like we would stay up until fucking like 4 a.m. playing like Uncharted or Last of Us together, and we'll go to bed, and when we wake up, you're still fucking playing.
Yep.
Like that shit was fucking crazy, dude. Like how? But I'm glad to see that that you turned that whole entire lifestyle or living style around, and I'm proud of you for doing that.
I haven't played a single game online in months. Like I refuse.
That's about to change when Last of Us 2 drops.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm truly like worried about that. I don't know how that's going to go because I can't get sucked back into it. So, I mean, I have an extremely addictive personality, so I have to be real careful on how I handle that because that could be
you're gonna have to. Yeah, you're definitely gonna have to like fucking like take out like some time periods for when you want to play that multiplayer, dude. But like even Dooley said himself, dude, man, like that's one of the things that he fears for you, man. Like when that game drops, man, like because he knows how much you love that fucking like this franchise. Like
right.
He fears that like as soon as that game drops and the multiplayer is out there, dude, like you're gonna be pulled back in, you're gonna go right back to your old ways real fucking fast.
Yeah, well, it could go that route. I'm too heavy into other things to where that will happen. Like I'll cut it off before then. So like I'm not worried about. I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried about like I don't know. Like there's just a lot of what is. Like, that's why I'm partially hoping that it's battle royale only because I'll never play it. So but
don't say that.
That's the rumor. That's the rumor right now. So I mean. If that stands true, then that game.
Man, if they do that, man, fuck, man.
I know, but that's why I'm kind of hoping for it.
Well, thank God I got my fucking Gears 5 to back me up for multiplayer, so I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm hoping I can train myself on how to play for a couple hours and turn it off. I've never been able to do that in my entire life, so I don't know how that will work. But
well, I mean, I'm sure you'll get adopted to it, man. I'm sure you'll pick it up pretty quickly, man. I mean, like, it's not that bad.
I just can't let myself get hung up on being the best because that's the problem. Is like you can't be the best
yeah.
when you play 2 hours at a time. You can't. It just doesn't work.
No, yeah. No, you were very aggressive with that notion of being the best at every multiplayer game that you played, man. I think the only one that you didn't really care for all too much, though, I would say was probably maybe Shadow, fucking Killzone Shadow Squirts. So we played that for like. Not that long at all. Like we moved on from that fairly quickly, man. But you had some glorious moments out of that, which I thought was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that game just didn't do it for me. I got burned out.
Yeah, no, that game is too slow paced, man. It's too slow paced.
The campaign in Killzone Shadow Falls, I
enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good for a launch
title. Not a fan of Killzone.
I enjoyed the multiplayer more than the
yeah, I did too. I did too.
Like when I played it with Silver and Dooley, man, like I didn't mind the multiplayer all too much, man, but like I can't get into the campaign. The campaign is just fucking the snorefest for me, man.
I think with the last
it took me the longest time even with Uncharted. Like I tried to play the first game, couldn't get into it. Play the second one, couldn't get into it.
I think I'm gonna have to play The Last of Us online with like a handgun only, and just be like fine with that. Like I can't. Or pick like a really hard, like a bow and arrow or something really hard and just play with that and be okay. I can't pick up the sniper, dude. I can't do it because it'll fucking ruin me.
Yeah, because if you pick up that sniper, you're gone. You're fucking gone.
Well, I'll have to worst case scenario, I figured like Friday night will be my day where I can just play for as long as I want. And then I won't be able to play it again until next Friday or something. I'll have to set rules for myself.
If you do something like that, then that would be pretty cool because we can actually, because like Dooley's obviously not going to be working fucking Friday night, so that would be perfect. Yeah, we can all do that. And then like, you know what I mean? Like paste that multiplayer, dude. But then what's going to happen with that, though? The problem. No, but here's the problem with that,
Get your girl
right?
to take the game after Friday night.
Ah, yeah, there you go. Yeah,
and don't give it back to you. Yeah, have her hide it and don't give it back to you until the next Friday.
Yeah,
but there's also that problem that you might slip down this road too as well, though, Silver. Like, hear me out for a second. Like, you could be playing against, like, random people, whatever the case would be on a Friday, right? It's like 2 months after the game drops, and you're gonna come across someone, man, that just keeps fucking your shit up. Like, literally fucking, like, he's so good at the game, man, and he's been playing it every single day, kind of like you would, like your older you would do,
right?
And then, like, that could easily just, like, spark a fucking flash in your fucking brain. And next thing you know, you can be back on the game for, like, fucking 18 hours every fucking day.
Yeah, I can't afford to do that because, like, my training requires a certain amount of sleep and eating, and, like, I've already missed.
I know. I just don't want to see you fall back down that road, dude, man. Because, I mean, I still want to play it with you and Dooley for sure, but, like, just not that fucking, not like that again. Fuck
it won't
that.
happen, dude. I got goals and shit. I can't do that shit no more.
Well, congrats.
Yeah, no, it's not even something like that. It's just, I was in a dark spot that I was using. I was using the wins on gaming as a way to substitute the lack of wins in real life, and I don't want to go down that path again. So, no, gaming addiction.
I hear you.
Gaming addiction is a very real thing, but it's not the way the media puts it out there. It's like, if you're addicted to gaming, it's not because of gaming. It's because of something that you're doing wrong in real life, right? Like that's always what it's been for me. I've always been addicted to shit.
That's an interesting way of looking at it. Yeah.
And sometimes addiction is a really good thing. Like, I get addicted to every fucking thing I do. So, like, right now I'm super addicted to, like, family and fitness and, custom woodworking. So, I go all in basically, and sometimes that could be bad, sometimes that could be good. It's just all in how you manage it.
Yeah, how you
that's true. Yeah, because even when it comes to family, like, you can have your ups and downs with that too.
Right.
I think it's like the coping mechanism. I think what really escalated to the addiction for the media makes it sound is I talked to Phil and I think Sherrod and also Killer Tay, and I said the same thing. It's like, have you noticed how some of these, and it goes back to the aggression when it comes to fans. Some of the fans go ham all over the developers, the producer of these games.
That needs to stop. I agree with you on that, Trump. That needs to fucking stop.
Yeah, that's actually escalating to the point where you have people like what's his name from the CEO from Gearbox. He's going all off on people who question his ass, and the fact that it sounds like everybody's against him, and it's like, dude,
Whenever Naughty Dog did the trailer of Ellie kissing that chick at that dance, they were getting death threats every day, all day. Like,
I can believe that. I can easily believe that. There's a lot of people that I've spoken to that are not buying the game because of that fucking fact. Man, I was like, what? You're not going to buy Last of Us because you feel some type of way between two chicks kissing? Are you gay, homie? What the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with you?
That will be in a later podcast whenever I get that guy on from Naughty Dog. So anyway, it's just it'll be really telling for a lot of people. Hopefully, it'll wake a lot of people up, because what people have to understand is gaming is literally an art form, and so you have to leave art alone. The only time I draw the line is if they sexualize kids. Then I'm out.
No, fuck that. No, I would never support something like that.
What? And you know it's really sad. It's like seeing like people of the PlayStation, Nintendo getting upset about censorship when it comes to those type of games. I'm like, dude, do you understand these are based off children?
Well, I think people are more afraid of, like, if you give an inch, they take a mile. That applies to government. That applies to everything. So that's kind of the fear. And I had the same fear as well. But, like, clearly that's not happening. I mean, if you saw the gameplay for The Last of Us Part 2, like, they're not censoring.
Dude, man, that game's gonna be fucking amazing. I can't wait. I can't wait to play that shit.
I'm not worried about that. But then you could also make the argument that God of War got away from all the sex and stuff. So, that was a design choice, but
he had a kid. He ain't want no more kids.
But no, only that. So I'm glad you brought God of War up. Did you end up watching that Racing Kratos, like 2-hour fucking video that Sony put up on their channel there last week or 2 weeks ago, I believe it was?
As soon as it dropped, duh.
Okay, so you did watch it. All right, good. Yeah, no, that was a rather inspiring fucking video that I like watching that dude, man, to see like how great they were after the whole entire move and all the setbacks and layoffs they had to do, man. That shit was crazy.
I enjoyed it thoroughly. I like The Last of Us making better because it showed more behind the scenes of the creation. But
Okay, yeah, everything with Last of Us is better. We get that.
No, I'm talking about the way they filmed.
No,
I'm talking about the way they filmed it.
no.
No, I'm talking about the way they.
No, I know.
showed more of the
I'm just
creative
teasing
process.
Silver. I'm just teasing Silver.
Nobody did it better than Hellblade. They did it the best, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, yeah. All those diary blogs. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That shit was. I wish every game would do that. To be honest with you, I
Yeah.
love that.
No, I agree with you on that. Yeah, like big motivation games like that, dude, man. I would love to see like behind the scenes with that shit. Hell yeah, dude.
Yep.
Like the
What was
psychological, they were talking about like Hellblade had to do. They had to. I think they had. Was they the ones that would talk to a psychiatrist how schizophrenia works?
Yeah,
Yep.
they talk about they talk to psychiatrists about psychosis.
They even had patients come on and talk about their experiences and their psychosis.
Yeah.
It was that's going to go down in history as one of my favorite games of all time.
Oh no, yeah, well, then shut up with that. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. Hellblade was such an incredible experience, man.
Yeah.
Yep, and I don't think we'll ever get anything like it. Not for a long time, anyway. That game was amazing.
Yeah.
I bought it 3 times. I bought it on the PC, Xbox, and the fucking PlayStation.
Yeah, that's what's up. I also like The Last Guardian in the same regard because The Last Guardian was so fucking unique, dude. Oh my god, I love that game. I fucking love it. I got to get that statue because it could go right there. I can't wait. All right, well, I got to wrap this up because I got to go to bed. So
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, thank you for having us on there, Silver, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I'm going to try to do 2. I'm going to try to do 2 podcasts a week. I'm going to do one that's Silver Lining where I just talk about random shit, and then I'll do the Clash of Fans podcast where it's strictly gaming. I'm going to try to do that.
All right, cool. Cool.
All right, man. Have a good one. Thank you.
All right, peace out, everybody.
All right, see ya.